Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of QandErik, the show where I answer one of your burning filmmaking questions and talk about making films for cheap.
And girls.
Oh, I wish. Today's question comes in from the Indie Mogul forums, where Wise Guy Productions writes, anyone have any ideas on how to build LED light boxes? Great question, Wise Guy. I've also had my eye on LED lights recently for two main reasons. One, they don't get really hot at all. There's no heat, unlike using tungsten lights. And two, because they use actually a really low amount of power, so they can be easily adapted or come already ready to be operated on batteries, making them super portable. Unfortunately, professional LED lights, like anything that has professional in the title, is super expensive. One of the most popular is by a company called Light Panels, and they make a 1x1 basically light panel. I know, it's weird, it's crazy, it's in their name. It's 1 foot by 1 foot. It's super thin, super light, runs on batteries, but costs over $2,000 for one light.
Ah,
Yeah.
too rich for my blood.
So what is a budget DIY filmmaker like you and me going to do? Well, back in Indie Mogul forums, Cool Penguin 89 linked us to the sweet article on Cheesy Cam's blog where he talks about these. This is also a 1 foot by 1 foot square light panel fixture. Like the Light Panels brand one, it's really thin, it's super light, it's got a bunch of LEDs, but unlike the professional grade one, this doesn't cost $2,000.
What, $1,000? $500?
Keep going.
$1.
A little more. This cost 25 bucks.
Woo!
I bought 4 of them on eBay for $100, and we're using the other 3 to actually light this scene right now. Got 2 over here taped together and 1 over here. Why are these so cheap? Well, because technically they're not built for production uses. These are actually LED grow lights, but it's 25 bucks. Who cares? But before you run on eBay and buy a million of these, there are some major drawbacks to using them as production lights that we should talk about. Number 1, these cheap babies have a lot less LEDs than the professional ones. They have the same footprint, but look at all this empty space. Look at, I can put my finger in it. And you gotta believe that these produce a lot less light than their very expensive counterparts. Numero dos, these just don't have less lights, but actually the quality of each of the LED lights in here is a lot lower, not surprising, than the professional ones. And what that means is that the color temperature of these lights is not great. So basically, if you look at these with the naked eye, you can instantly tell that it's a very blue light. And for this shoot right now, we actually had to gel the lights quite a bit to get something that was close to usable. But I'll talk more about that at the end. And the third drawback, which is really only pertains if you plan to adapt these for portable battery use, which I will, and I'll make another video and put a link in the description when I do. These bad boys, even though they have less actual LED lights and therefore put off less light than the big expensive versions, they actually take more power to run them. I know, it's crazy. It must be because they're wired weird or something. I don't know how that
Demons.
works. No, but seriously, when I adapt this later, it means I'm gonna need bigger batteries, more batteries to run a fixture that has less lights. So what are these actually good for with all those drawbacks? Well, they're actually pretty decent if you're willing to work with them. Definitely have to gel them. We used orange filters. More details on what kind of filters we used in the description. They can be used, they sort of out of the box, they're kind of like spotlights. This guy over here is not diffused at all, so you can see it's a little bit of harder light. The 2 over here on this side, we put up some diffusion, made it a little bit softer. But they're super light, super cheap, And if you want to use them outdoors, I think it's a great solution. But if you have more money to spend on lights, it's definitely worth it. There are a lot of even LED lights that are a lot better than this one. Check out some links in the description for some other options that are still pretty cheap, but a little bit more expensive. But if you're really strapped for cash, you can make these work, and they are so cheap. Or if you need like a big wall of light and you don't want to spend a lot, it's a good option. Well, that's it for this episode of QandErik. I'm gonna be messing with these LED lights some more, so check it out for future videos as I expand and improve them.
He's a learning machine.
Learning computer. And of course, if you have some tips on using these or any LED lights, make sure and leave it in the comments down below, or even add a video response. That would be totally boss.
Show us your face, smarty pants.
And if you want to know who won the awesome prizes to our subscriber drive
Tell me now.
giveaway,
I need to know.
click this box.
What?
That's right. You got to watch right here. It could be you.
The secrets are
It could be you.
All the secrets.
Check it out. And I don't even know. Well, I do know who won. But just click here to check out the video, and we will see you next week.